Hello everybody, and how about now? There we go. Sorry about that. Wife's trying to call me to tell me. Yeah, sorry about that. I'm back. So I've taken a bit of time off to just relax a little bit, spend some time with the family, just recharge the batteries. We've had a baby, Christmas, COVID came, and we all got COVID in the house, so we're all better now, we're all good, and I am here again. So, we're in a release management platform, so you can probably read that while I didn't realise my mic was muted. So basically it's going to be all about adding a project, mapping out a release, adding tasks to a release from a backlog, and it'll allow us to kind of generate change logs for each release and report on progress. I can turn that music down for you, that's no problem. Give me 1 second. There we go. Yeah, I thought you were. I was just like, go away, wife. So yeah, this is what we do today. Well, from now on, it's a new one. Lower the tunes or speak louder. Which one? Let me see if the volume's just a little bit too loud. There we go. See how that goes. See how that goes. So episode 1, we're going to start a new project. So in the stream, we're going to install and set up Laravel, Docker, and start our data modeling. So we've got a project, we've got release, we've got tasks. They're the main things that we need. Cheers, Michael. Another one for the collection. I'm going to call it Release Manager. Hey Marion. Yep, back, feeling good. COVID is gone, my chest is finally back to normal. Hey Kat, how you doing? So I think I'm going to go with Jetstream on this one, simply because I'm going to use inertia for a change. Just because, why not, right? I mean, why not use inertia? So we're going to use Jetstream and we're going to use inertia. We are not going to need Teams. So let's go. You haven't missed much other than my mic not working and me turning the music down so far. That's about it. And I'm wearing Daddy Pig top today. My kids love it when I wear this. They get excited because I'm fat, Daddy Pig's fat, you know. Yeah, Steve has hair at the minute. I haven't shaved my head for like a week, so there's, you know, a little bit growing. A little bit, you know, around the sides. Up the top is a little bit thin. You know, he's getting there. Yeah, my thinning hair. Yeah, no, inertia's pretty cool. I mean, yeah, Tailwind, of course. Tailwind, inertia. It's going to be Vilt stack, so Vue, inertia, Laravel, and Tailwind. So we're going to go get this kicked off. So what I would do is we're going to open up a new project. Hopefully it is ready to rock and roll. Here we go. Release Manager. We got it. So let's make sure that's all installed. Lots of NPM stuff going on. Now we're good and we can go back to it. So what we need, I've got another app over here where I'm just going to grab the Docker config, which I've already kind of set up. want Docker, env, Docker compose, and the make file. And I'm going to come over here. I'm just going to paste all of that in, overwrite all of it, and we're good. So, first things first, let's just get the app up and running, right? I'm losing my hair. I've been shaving my head like for quite a while. I started to go thin, started to go receding. I just thought, you know what, go. Oh yes, Amy, you do need to update your Twitter. It says Mama5. Way to not accept the new child wife. Come on. That's why I just go with Dad. You know, that can't go wrong. I don't have to keep trying to catch up. Right, Docker is starting slowly. Very slowly. Loads of stuff going on. Docker engine is starting. Update ready to download. No, I'm not going to do that while I'm trying to stream. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to spin this up. So now we can go Docker compose build. Let's build this. Amy is currently downstairs with the latest edition. So she's really cute. Really, really cute. She likes sleeping on Daddy. Don't blame her. You know, quite comfy. So we are going to go to release manager.localhost. Our Docker setup is done. We are good to go. Here's our login. There's our register. We are good. We can pretty much get started, right? Yeah, okay. I'm the biggest kid of them all. No joke. No joke at all. Right. Let's just run npm run watch. So we've got npm and we've got Aston. So what can we do? We need to first off make migrate. Let's pop all of that up there. Boom, all sorted. We now have to rearrange our windows. Has everybody seen these Laravel backgrounds, by the way? They are awesome. But, you know, Flip Nelson and Kaneko have done such a great job. Such a great job. So I have got Inertia installed. We should have a Vue application running. So we've got our little login going on. We can start doing our Vue components. We can start doing some cool stuff. And we're going to, like, you know, do something cool. First of all, we need to worry about our data modeling. So we've got Laravel, we've got Docker. So I did my usual Docker setup, by the way, everyone. We've got down in my Docker compose. We've got project name Nginx, reading from a Docker file, depends on the app. All of the volumes, all of this is all set up. Using traffic, so I can go to a URL and I can kind of subdomain it if I ever need to. All that good stuff. So Docker's all good. Docker's all set up. Laravel's installed. And we're using Inertia. So the first thing we need to think about is this data modeling. So we've got project, release, and task. They have three core things, right? So obviously each project belongs to a user, obviously, who's the owner. So first things first is let's start looking at cleaning some stuff up. So right, I'm pretty sure I have some stubs somewhere that I can just copy across. Can I find it? Yes, I can. I could probably just go through Finder, find those stubs, code, GitHub, grab those stubs and copy those, pop them in there. And that's just got my declare strict types and all that good stuff already in there, so you know, pretty much good to rock and roll. So there's all my stubs. So git init, git add all of this stuff, git commit. Now we're good. Yeah, cheers. I've actually been working on my talk a lot recently. Getting there. My last dry run took about 27 minutes. It's getting there. If you haven't seen the Laravel site yet, by the way, it is incredible. Just wow. I mean, I don't even know what that does. What does that do? Whoa. That is mental. So here I am. I'm going to be after Taylor and before Caleb. So yeah, no pressure at all there. You know, two great speakers and me in the middle. Jesus Christ. I'm going to be panicking a little bit, but hey, we'll get there. We'll do it. We'll do it. Right, let's get on with it. So let's go down to our database. Don't need this for now. Users are going to be fine. Just spin up Workbench and get some of this cleaned up. If you haven't seen Workbench, let me bring it into view. Code, GitHub, me, Release Manager, open. So we've got some code format that we can do. We can go PSR12 formatting, then just run that. That'll just spawn a background worker and just tidy everything up for me quickly. Wacka can echo, yeah. Such a cool website. I mean, I've been waiting for it. I've been refreshing the page just to see what they've come up with this year, and it's crazy. Sound is low. Is my volume low? How's that? Is that any better? I don't want to shout too much because I've got kids asleep, but you know, I'll keep an eye on it. If it gets too low, we'll sort it out. Okay, so that's gonna run in the background, which will fix some of these things shortly. So let's come look at our models, look at our user. How's this looking? This is okay, but obviously we want to declare some strict types on this one. We wanted to clean some of this up. Clean it all up. That's profile photo. I mean, I'm not going to use profile photos personally, but yeah, I'll keep it for now. Use notifiable. Let's put that up there as well. I suppose we could implement some must verify email can be in there. Yeah, I mean, this is a good start for giving people a run for their money, right? Definitely, definitely. Right, I also need to open and run a mail application, I believe. I've never tried this with Docker, so I'm not sure how well it'll work, but we'll give it a go. We'll see how it works. Because we've got the must verify email going on. Gonna have to have a look at that. Oh, okay, I need to activate it. I thought I activated it. Okay, so it looks like I'm not going to be able to do that. Okay, so that's ran. That's cool. I've got a license for that. I'll have to have a look at activating it, unless I've activated it on the wrong machine. That is quite likely. The problem when you juggle computers. Okay, so for now, I'm just going to delete that must verify email. We'll worry about that later. I'll get that all set up for the next stream. And I can't actually up the volume much more. What I can do is talk a little bit louder and I hope you can hear me okay. Music is pretty low. Make sure that's as low as it can be without being interfering. Right. Yeah, there's probably a plugin, but yeah, I don't. Adopt anonymous migrations, run. So yeah, I mean, yeah, it's pretty cool, isn't it, actually? It's, ooh. Cool, thank you. Right, so that's all I needed to use for that. I mean, it's not going to change much visually. We're not bothered about visuals right now. We're worried more about what we're building. So let's crack on with it, right? So we'll go, okay, artisan. We're going to make a model. This model is going to be called project. We're going to want a migration. We're going to want a factory. We don't really worry about seeders right now, so we'll just keep it as it is. So let's look at our domain modeling here. So each project's got an ID, UUID, name, description, latest version, that's latest release basically, whether it's an active project or not. Going to be soft deleted, it's going to have many releases and belong to have an owner, which is a user. So let's get the project here. It's got declare strict types, that's pretty good. Let's come down to our database, migrations, and let's kick this off. What is that app that I'm running? Oh, that's called Workbench. It's by Laravel Shift. So basically what it is, it's a load of cool little things that you can do. You can use class constants, you can do property promotion, you can do null safe operator, you can fix optional parameters, read-only properties. There's so much stuff that you can do, and we add to it all the time. It's an annual license. It cost me like $30–40. It's so worth it. So worth it. Right, so we're going to have a table UUID. This is going to be a UUID, and what we'll do is it's going to be unique anyway, but we'll add that in there. Yeah, Notion. Always Notion. Always use Notion when I'm planning projects because it's just so useful. And we've got some soft deletes going on. And what I like to do, I like to kind of give some breathing room to my attributes and my migrations. So what I've got my identifiers at the top, I've got my timestamps at the bottom, and then I've got my actual attributes that are important to the user in the middle. So we're going to have a string here called project title. Then we're going to have a table medium text for a description in case it gets a bit big. You might put something massive in there. Who knows? But I will make this nullable in case it's kind of like one of those discovery projects that you haven't quite figured out yet. I have a table string which is also nullable, and this is going to be for the version. So that's the latest. Pretty sure you can do like a can you do like a description on there or something? I thought you could. No problem, Alex. Thanks for tuning in. Right, and then we're going to have another gap for like booleans and stuff. Whether this is an active project or not, and we're going to default that to true. So they're always true. Always going to be default to this is an active project because you don't want an extra step to start working with a project. And then what I like to do then is at the bottom here we have a table foreign ID, and this foreign ID is going to be user ID. It's going to be constrained. Cascade on delete, and there we go. That's all we need. We don't need to do much more than that. Yeah, we probably need to add an index. So what I do is I have my identifiers, I have my attributes, I have my booleans. If I was going to have it in any JSON columns, I'd then have them there, just to keep some organization to my database, so I know where to look at. And then right at the bottom for the timestamps, that's where I kind of group all of my foreign keys. Anything to do with foreign keys just before the timestamps. So that I know if I'm looking at the database program, I know I need to scroll all the way to there to look at any of that. I know roughly in my database, in the table, where things are going to be. It keeps it clean, keeps it simple. It's a standard that you can follow and just understand what's going on. And obviously, you know me, I like fillable. It is all about that fillable. So we got title, we have got a description, we have got latest, we've got active, and we've got a user ID. So down the bottom on the casts, we're going to have active as a boolean, and that's it. That's all it really cares about here. Relationships, we can go in and we can say public function owner, this is going to be a belongs to, so we can say return this belongs to belongs to related. Related, and then the foreign key is going to be user ID. So what I need to do is just fix up that composer JSON so that we're using PHP 8.1, which means that we'll stop complaining and we are good. So any helper methods, not like now, we're pretty good. So we can go over this user class, and what we can do, we can say public function projects. We're going to have many. So we can then say return this have many related is going to be the project, and then the foreign key is going to be user ID. There we go. We've got two things going on there. So we've got the project going on. It's got all of the fields now mapped. We're pretty good there. All we need to do is add a use soft deletes. So we're good. We added the relation in here, so now we can just drop this in. And what we need to do we've got to add Laravel to this. I mean, you've got to do some sort of static analysis these days. There's no question. If you're not doing static analysis, then think about it. You can lower that level right down. Make analyze. We need to create that PHP stan.neon. So let's go create that quickly. So we're not bothered about this right now. We don't need to exclude any paths. We don't want to ignore any errors. And for now, the only path is app, and we're going to stick that straight up to level 9. Go big or go home, right? Right, so make analyze. Cool, so we've got 17 errors. Root service provider. PHP tag var above a method has no effect. Property ID on mix. Right, so let's go through some of this. Reset action, cannot call method on mixed. Okay, so that is comment. Thank you, Craig. So we've got force fill. So on that reset user password. So let's have a look at that. Let's fix some of this up. Fix. Fortify. Reset user password. that shouldn't be, that should always be a user, right? I mean, it's a pain. That's such a pain. What can I do? What can I do? There's not a lot I can do about this one, so we're just going to have to ignore next line. Yeah, I don't have control over that, so let's reanalyze. So line 19. Errors. One's gone. Update user password. Cannot access properly. Okay, so one thing we can do is we can say composer require ID helper. Done. Cool. So now we can say make generate and let's see what happens. Going to do some magic in the background. Cool. Make analyze. See if that fixes anything. No, it's saying no. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna have to ignore some of these. You kind of hope some of these would, you know, not come through. I'm gonna ignore the actions. I'm just gonna ignore them. I have very little control, so. No, we don't want that. We want PHP stand.neon. So exclude paths. Let's see if we can just drop that down a little bit. I'm going to ignore the fortify ones as well because I can't really. There's not a lot I can change about these. It's quite frustrating, you know. If we can just get it back to what I've actually got control on. Cannot cast mix to a string. Fortify service provider. So let's look at the service provider. Because that I can control. That is in my control. That's something I can do. So it's saying that cannot cast mix to a string on line 40. So let's go have a look at that. So instead of doing it that way, we could just do a string val. It's a slower operation, but it's more, you know, it's more type safe. So parameter 1 of key limit by expected string mixed given in line 46. So we can int down that one. That'll close off some of that. Oh, okay. String valid. Sorry, I thought it was an int. Yeah, it's Notion. I'm using Notion. So then the root service provider. Cool. We can get the root service provider back up and running. We can get that all fixed and happy. So first off, let's declare some strict types. Let's delete some of this stuff that we're not going to be using right now. Void in that, and again in here. And what I usually have to do here is I have to say ignore next line, and let's see where we sit. No errors, cool. So a couple of things we had to just tell it to ignore, and we can't do too much with the actions because of the interfaces they're extending. So it's a little bit of a pain, but it's not going to kill us. So let's see what we're doing. Let's see what we're doing. So we've got a project. So now we can come down to our database, come to our project factory down here. So we're going to want a project title. So that's going to be this faker. We're going to go for like words. We're going to say we want 4 words as a string. And if we want a description, we could probably go for this faker paragraphs, and we're going to go for 4 paragraphs again as a string. Latest, we'll just keep that null. That's just fine. We can keep that null. Active, we can say this faker boolean. So the reason I'm using the methods is because the I'm pretty sure if you go for the property, then they're getting phased out, and they recommend using the method instead these days. So that's what I'm doing. So there's active, and then if we just go for like user ID, we're going to go user factory create. Done. Right, the only other thing that I know we need to do is we need to look at these UIDs. Cheers, Greg. Catch you in a bit, buddy. Right, so there's a factory. So first of all, we need to start looking at how we're going to figure some of this out. So we're going to need source. This is going to be domain-driven design eventually. My way of doing domain-driven design. So we're going to have domains, and that is going to be under source domains. Create that directory, composer update, and we're good to go. Then within our domains, we're going to have a shared. There's going to be some commonality between them. So here's our shared domain, and the shared things for our models is going to be a concerns. No, I don't really want to do it like that, do I? I'll keep this up here. Yeah, that's I think that's what the docs suggest. So I think that's what it suggests. I can't remember, if I'm completely honest. It's been a while. I have not really written code for like 6 weeks. Crazy. Basically the idea of the cat is that I can pass in a user ID, or it will just create a new user for that project for me. That's kind of like the main concept, I think. So this is a has UID trait. So we can go down a trait, and we are good. Declare some strict types. You can say public static function boot has UID, got no return, and then we can say static creating. While this is creating, we're going to grab a model, and then we're going to say that the model UID is equal to string helper UID to string, and we're good. Let's just fix that typo down here. What's that doing? Yes, fine. So now we can go down to our project and just tell it that it has a UID. So if we do that, we can come down to our database seeders, clean this up, declare strict types. what we're going to do is we're just going to say project factory create. What we're going to do is going to create 10 projects quickly. So that should allow us to then run make seed. Make migrate first. Now make seed. Seeding complete. Perfect. We are good. Yeah, I always add that trailing comma. Always. So from my understanding, having the create call in the definition makes the user each time the factory is called, even if the model is not. Really? What does the doc suggest on that one? That's a good question. So let's have a look at defining model factories. So factory relationships. You can do that using magic methods. Belongs to relationships. Not too bothered about that one. Polymorphic. Defining relationships within a factory. Definitions. So you can say just say user factory there. You can have a callback. So yeah, it's kind of what it recommends. So that's kind of just what I do. I get your point. Definitely something to go look at. Yeah, that's just how I write them. Concerns has UID. So yeah, that trailing comma, I mean, it's not needed, but I suppose, I mean, if I was to, you know, I can remove it, but if I was to name parameter it and just say like callback, I'd want it like that. So if I make, can I make fresh? Yes, I can. I can also make seed. Now we're good. There we go. So because that I use using name parameter, that's why I added a comma to habit. Ooh, okay. I did not know that. That is pretty cool. So if I come down to the factory down here, what I can do is simply go factory. Let's see if that works. So make fresh, make seed. Yeah, that worked no problems. It's kind of cool. Learned something new. Thank you very much. That's pretty awesome. Happy with that. Very happy with that. Have we got? Yeah, we do. Cool. Right. So we got a project. Next, we're going to look at releases. So now if we create a release, use our release table, and we're good. So come down to our migrations and releases. We can say table UID unique, and we can UID in there. So what you're trying to say there? Sorry, Kat. I don't need to call it as a just like that, yeah. Keep it over there while I carry on with this. So the UID, soft deletes, we're good. So you have a title and description, the same sort of stuff. Release title, tables, description, and yeah, this is going to be nullable, this part. Okay, cool. Like it. Thanks for that. Learned something new. That is Awesome. Right, so then we've got table string nullable version we have a table boolean is release complete, and the default is going to be false. Soft delete's in there and it belongs to a project, so I can say table foreign ID, project ID, index, constrained, cascade on delete. So yeah, when the user's deleted, the project will be deleted and the release will be deleted. So it's all a bit kind of clean. Right, so that's pretty much all I need there. We've got our identifiers, our ID and UID. We've got a title, description and version for the release. We've got whether it's complete or not and what project it belongs to, and we're pretty good. So clean, concise, good to move on. Release. Right. Drop this over here. So we know this one is going to have a UID. We also know it's going to have soft deletes. So that our fillables are going to be UID, title, description, the version, whether it's complete or not, and that project ID. So the casts, we have got complete as a cast, and that is going to be a boolean. Then for our relationships, we're going to have a public function project, which is a belongs to, and then here we can turn this belongs to related is project class, and the foreign key is project ID. We're good. So there's that. That's nice and clean. Let's go back to our project and we can just say that it has many releases. So public function releases has many. Turn this has many, where the related is the release. Foreign key, that project ID, add our dot blocks, run some static analysis, make sure we're all good. So boom, boom. So that has the UID. We need to make sure that we are ignoring that. Need. So we need to ignore that file as well. Another one to ignore is going to be app models concerns UID .php, because with this sort of trait there's nothing you can do for static analysis. You're relying on making sure you add it to the right thing. So there's our releases, here's our release. So now I come down to our database, release factory. So we know we need a title, so that's this faker words. Again, we go for 3 words as a string. For release description is going to be this faker paragraphs. We're just going to do 2 paragraphs as a string. The version, you keep the version null. Yeah, we don't want anything there right now. Complete, we're going to go let's take a Boolean. Let's just leave it like that, other than the project ID, which is going to be this. Nope, no, it's not. It's going to be project factory, and that's it. So now we're good. We can say git add, git commit, adding project and release models and migration stuff. So we're doing good. We are doing good. So back to our seeder. Instead of creating 10 factories, we'll just create 10 releases, which will in turn make 10 projects. Keep it clean, keep it easy. There we go. Don't have to worry too much. This is basic Laravel so far. It's, you know, it's not doing much. We've got our default user model. We've got a project. We've got a release. Last thing is a task. You know, we need to add tasks to make our release. So let's start that one, and we'll talk through it as we go. Here's our tasks table. We can walk through how that's created. So database migration task. This is very much kind of to-do-ish. Again, UUID, unique, soft deletes. So we're going to have a title because it needs a title, and table medium text. You have a task description. You know, this is going to be explaining the task. This could be nullable. You know, it could be something we fill out later. Criteria. So, table, medium text, criteria. Again, nullable. You know, what's the criteria for this task to be complete, basically? Table Boolean, complete, default, false. Okay. Tasks aren't going to be complete by default. Nice and simple. And it's going to belong to a release. So, table foreign ID, foreign ID is going to be for release ID. This again is nullable. We do want to be able to index it. It is going to be constrained to a table, and it will be cascade on delete. So it might be null by default, but we do want to delete it if we delete other things. We want that daisy chain to happen. So the reason it's nullable by default is that any task that has not got a release goes straight in the backlog. Simple as that. Straight in your backlog. I do feel like it needs to be part of the project. So we're going to need that project ID. Project ID cannot be nullable, and it will cascade on delete. So you know, this is how we're going to create a backlog. You know, any task for a project that's not going to release is backlog. It's simple. Everything else is going into a release. It's planned for a release. So that's good. Yeah, good. This is very unplanned. You know my streams. They're unplanned. They're just kind of very much firing from the hip and creating things on the fly with not that much thought. Use has UUID, and use soft deletes, obviously. So fillable, we've got that UUID in there. We've got that title. We've got that description. We've got the criteria. So you know, but what I personally would use this criteria for would be acceptance criteria or test criteria. This should happen when this happens. Blah blah blah. That yes, this project gets deleted. That because a task belongs to the project. If you're going to delete the project, you want to clean up. That's the idea there. Beforehand, when it was just on the release, it wasn't really a big deal, but because it's a project that goes into the backlog and then it gets added to a release or sprint, whatever you might want to call that. So there we go. So now let's go for some casts, and the only cast we need to get is complete, which is a boolean. So relationships, public function project, which is a belongs to, turn this belongs to, whether related is project class, and foreign key is going to be project ID. I know you don't need that. You do not need to do that, but it's declarative. It's very kind of, there's a lot of information there. You know what's what. So tasks, we've had many. So what I can do, I can just kind of grab that, drop that in there, and task, project ID, done. Now the release, public function, what release does this belong to? Again, grab, paste, release ID. Yeah, exactly. So it's after because it's soft delete, it's once we've done that force delete, which will be using the prunable. So the task will just be kind of like in an archive state until the cooldown period has happened, and then we prune after 30 days. So it's a nice way to do it for these personal projects, because you don't want to fill up your database with lots of soft deleted stuff. You don't want loads of hanging tasks not attached to things. You just want to kind of delete it. You can still keep a record, and if you're event sourcing of all of these things was done, and that information can just be gone. Force delete of the project or force delete of the release would remove that release, that task as well. So there's a release. So what we've got now is a public function tasks has many. Turn this many. Related task class. That foreign key is going to be the release ID. I mean, I'm going to be very honest. I've not put a huge amount of thought into all of the details yet. This is a project I came up with yesterday. Today I decided it would be an inertia. It's not super planned. It's not super thought out. It's just kind of, it just is. That is quite obviously wrong. That is wrong. Let's just go clean some of that up quickly. So that's fine. That's fine. And then this. Get some generics going on in there as well. There we go. Right, so now let's make migrate. good. Make generate and make analyze. We're all good so far. So that's our basic modeling done. Not even an hour in. Great. Factories task. Chuck this over here. So we're going to have a title, this faker words. We're going to go for 5 words. Description, this faker paragraphs. We have 6 paragraphs as text. Criteria. We'll spice it up. If this is true, then we're going to say, okay, this faker paragraphs, we're going to go for 10 paragraphs. Or we're just going to say no. Complete this faker boolean again. Then we're going to have project ID, project factory, release ID, and what we'll do is, again, we'll go this faker boolean, and we'll go release factory. So let's close that off. So what we've got going on is there you go. That's why I got mixed up. So we've got title, description, criteria, randomly add criteria based on a Boolean value, and again we're randomly going to attach based on a Boolean value. Nice and clean, nice and simple. So yeah, we're doing good. We're doing pretty good. Why are you vibrating at me, phone? Is there anything important right now? Nope. No, it is not. Right, okay. So let's get back to the site. Go and register. Steve. Password, go. We're in. Here's our dashboard. Jetstream, fast. Super clean, super fast. So, next step. Tell you when you are. So what I'm going to want to do, in here, I'm going to want to have like projects, you know, let's get our projects going. So listing projects, let's go to page examples, home screen, you know, maybe something like this. Hey Rich, how you doing, buddy? I kind of like this. I like that. I like this in general. This kind of layout kind of works. So what we're going to do, we have a view, and what we need to do is just quickly come over to the documentation, just quickly npm install a couple of things. Come over to npm, cancel that running, run this for a little bit. watch. Run watch. We've got all of that cool stuff in. So now we don't need to worry about that. So what we got going on? What we got going on? We've got this little side bit and we've got this little main bit here. And within here, we've just got this big block. So let's look at this for a moment. So this isn't PHP this time. We're going to go down, jump into our JS pages, dashboard.view. Got this big welcome block. We've got the app layout for dashboard. It's got a header. It's got to have that header. It's fine. We're going to keep it for now. Then we got this main block. So that's what I want to replace. I want to replace that main block within here for this home screen. Yes, Daddy Pig. It's all about that Daddy Pig, right? Right. So let's look at this code. There's navbar, 3-column wrapper, left side Campso file, projects list. Tell you what, I could just grab this project list, 3-column wrapper. So it's probably going to be slightly off. If we come out of disclosure, there's a div. Yeah, I've got one extra div, but that should be fine. I can sort out that like that. There we go. So what else do I need? I also need to come down. I need to go. Don't know if we've got any of that. Probably got some of those. Tell you what, let's just grab. Thank you. Yeah, definitely happy to be back. So what we're importing, let's just drop some other stuff in there too. Let's move all of these imports back up to the top. So it looks like I'm not using any of that. That's cool. Also looks like I'm not using any of that, which is also cool. So then we've got components which I'm not using, and then we're going to return this. Support define component comments setup. Right. Let's see how this works. Yeah, pretty much the whole family caught COVID. All thanks to me, apparently. You know, I brought COVID into the house somehow. No idea how. Just did. Okay, this is confusing. So we've got one issue. Now we've got some failures. So, cool. Collection icon. Okay, so we've got some icons that we need to load. That's cool. So let's just grab these icons from here. I'm going to start with just these. Let's see where we land. See where we land with these. So we don't want that anymore. So we'll zoom out. We don't need to be able to read it, right? Can we grab this one? Let's see what we use. Again, this is all stuff that we'll fine tune as we start actually using it, start defining things, busting out our own components. All of that stuff is, you know, stuff we'll clean. So that welcome is no longer needed. menu apparently. Apparently we've got a menu going on in here. Okay, no, we do. My bad, my bad. We do have menu. So this will be from the headless UI. Let's just pull this in like this. I know we're not using this disclosure stuff. I know we're not using it. We've got some menu stuff going on. So let's just drop this in. Menu. Menu button. Menu icon or item and menu items. That's all of those. And we're good. We've got stuff. We've got stuff going on. Here we go. So now we can come back. So what we got? What we got? What we got? Yeah, no, view 3 is, yeah, it's quite nice. Quite nice indeed. Quite a fan. I don't use it fully. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not really a huge view person. I just like to use it sometimes. So what I need to do is let's go have a look at this middleware quickly. We should have stuff that we're sharing. So if we come back to, here we go. Shared data. Here we go, here we go. Now if I come back to here, let's just come over look at view a minute. So what we're going to have should be able to get the user object. If I refresh, props auth user. So we don't actually need that. We can just go straight in and just do this ourselves. So we've got Debbie Lewis going on here. So let's find that. And here you can say this should be accessible. Apparently not. In here, in dashboard, let's just see what's going on. Yeah, I gave everybody COVID. Thanks Amy. Thanks for that. So we've got attributes, user. Okay, so what we could probably do is what we want to do is we want to look at computed properties for View 3. How do we do that? How do we do that in View 3? Components, composition, setup, props, context. That's kind of cool. I can do that. Yes, fine. Okay. So it looks like I've got to where we're defining that there. Computed properties is come back to here. Dashboard, computed, users, undefined. Yeah, guide computed. Computed. So. So what I need to look at here is with a composition API with setup, and I want to pull the props through. I just want to add right there, and just let's have a look at these props. Let's see what we're getting. We proxy that through. Apparently nothing. Okay, that's frustrating. Can I ignore that? Ignore that. Turn this page props user. So now I can say user.name. There we go. Got that in the end. Oh. Got there. Got there. I'm going to ignore that bit for now. Just stick the email in there. So we're going to have projects. How many projects is going to be? So we can just say cool. We've got a project list going on here. Chevron, lots of active stuff. So cool. That's the start of inertia. So what we want to do, let's come down to roots. First thing I want to look at here, let's just get rid of that. URL, inertia render for dashboard. So I need a controller. You know, I hate roots like this. Just No. So it is our app, one of our app roots. I'm going to say get dashboard name dashboard. So make a controller. We're going to do keep that in the root because that's all we need. Import that vendor. It's going to return an inertia response. There we go. We're looking good. We are looking good. Can I do this? Do it in line. Drop some temporary variables. Drop that data in there. And we're good. I'm going to remove that. We've got an error going on, which is cool. I can fix errors and handled error during execution of render function. Root dashboard is not in the root list. Okay, so that is because of that. Now we're good. So we should be getting some props in here. View dashboard, attributes, projects, none. Cool. So what I'm going to do going to start the project. What we're going to do, you can say that the user ID is user query first ID. seed. Still none. Oh. Let's have a look. Just delete that for now. Let's just create 10 projects for each registered user to start with. Here, we got some projects. Perfect. Got something to work with. So that means that on our dashboard component now we can start using our own data. Pages, dashboard. Computed again. We're going to have projects. So we can drop projects there. Drop that. When we're looking at our projects themselves. Project UIDs on that one. Cheers, Mark. Thanks for coming, buddy. Always appreciate you turning up. Let's go have a look. We got these projects down here. We got active on them. That's cool. It's already in there. Project title. Excelente. We don't have any repo refs or anything like that right now, so just gonna leave that for now, I think. Not important. Again, meta stuff. Super important. So the important thing is that we got some stuff. Oh yeah, we're loading our stuff from our database. Using inertia, we can click create new project. Have they got modals available yet? Not quite yet. Shame. That would be cool. That would be cool. Activity is going to be over here. Here's the me stuff. Yeah, projects. Projects are available. We've got 10 projects listed. Sort of member you are, not really going to be used. Don't know whether that's going to go to a form or a like a pop-up, like a dialogue style. Yeah, do we want to go that route? Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. Slide over might be nicer. Having a form like this. Click, bam, create a new one. I think this one might work out a bit better. I've got team. Don't care about team. Have a look. Let's have a look at adding this side panel. I'm not going to do too long today. I can't write JavaScript for that long if I'm really honest. It starts to drive me a little bit batty. So we need to pull in ref. That's fine. I can do that. We've got ref. Headless UI view. We want that dialog, transition. There's all that. That's pretty cool. Outline. Have we got any outline? No. Let's move that icon. Down the bottom. We've got some icons there. Got some components there. And we're good. So what we need to do is start to add these in. We've got dialog. We've got dialog overlay. Dialog title. Transition child. And transition boot. Let's see if we can add this on here, or if there's a way that we actually need to do it. I haven't added X icon yet. We're just going to add that right down the bottom. So these components drop in. Setup components, they're in there. Setup const ref open tree. Setup. Just going to pass open through. It's going to start as false, obviously, Okay, so what we've got is transition routers template, show whether open or not. So what we're going to have is wrapping around, I think even the app layout maybe. Could be a good shout on this. Let's have a look. Let's see how it goes. Drop that in. Get that transition route done. Then we've got this dialog going on here. Let's just drop that in there as well. Team members, let's just ignore the team members for now. Div. So what we've got going on, some overlay, okay, so that's too high out. That's what's going on there. All of this needs to disappear. Template header, drop all of that. Pull all of this in, and let's just chuck it in there. Boom. Cool. So now my ref, I can set that back to false. That is closed, and then when I click on that new project, button, click, open is, so, bam, we're good, we got it. So we can get a new project, we can start a new project. Because it's not live wire, it's went auto update, which is a bit of a pain, but hey, start a new project. That is pretty darn cool if you ask me. Got some styling issues to fix, but it's, you know, the design's not there. It's not designed yet, so it's not gonna worry me too much. Okay, so to finish it off, I'm just going to do that form, the form itself. So let's walk through this forms. Submitting forms, reactive. So we want reactive from view. Let's go and grab that. Reactive coming from view. And now setup. Let's come down to setup. So we've got form equals reactive, is going to be an object. So our form, what do we need? We need a title. Yeah, let's show off my new creation. Feel free to bring my creation up. So if that's what we're calling her these days. So you're going to have a title, description. True. We're going to have a function submit. We're going to go inertia.post. To a URL of some description. I'm just going to send that form. Let me just pull in inertia from inertia if we haven't done already. Don't think we did. So we can just quickly import some inertia. Let me unhook myself from my desk a minute.
I'll check I'm not getting in the camera view.
And we have a baby creation. I made this. How big you are? Are you tired?
Don't just wake up.
Oh, she's woke up.
Yeah, I know you like with your kids here.
Oh,
I'd like to show off quick.
Oh. So this is the newest mini me. She smells lovely. She had a nice bath. She got nice fuzzy hair. She likes eating everything though at the minute. Yeah. Even my beard, you strange child. Let me give you to mummy because I'm going to wrap up in a sec.
I know what you like. And hello and goodbye everyone.
That is my latest creation. Very happy child. Okay, so I know we can use like Ziggy to get roots. Let's see how we can get that. It generates URLs and that's fine. So then I can just do like a root something, can't I? So let's have a look. Let's have a look. Oh, no way. I didn't know that one. Congratulations. That is amazing. That is amazing. Right, so let's have a look. If I go this dot root, we're going to have app projects store. What errors are we going to get? Probably, you know, the usual, but we'll see. Link icon. So link icon. So is that in here? It is. Okay, let's I mean, eventually this would get all kind of like pulled out and stuff. Let's add these to solid. Yeah, there we go. Drop these in. Drop this in. We want link icon plus small icon, and we want the question mark circle icon like that. Let's get rid of the basics. So if we go to view, dashboard, project user, I thought we could get roots somehow. Root, no. If you're using Laravel via a global root function, if you're using Ziggy view, it's helpful to make this function available as a custom root property. Okay, so that's probably just not been done. So let me come down to app. All that stuff going on. Let's see if that actually does anything, or if it's just going to kind of die and crap out on me. View is not defined. Oh, perfect. So, do I need to like import view from view? Nope, don't know how I'm going to do that. So what we'll do is we'll just ignore that. In our dashboard, instead of using let's have a look. Let's do some console logging. Let's see what we get. Okay, we're doing mounted. So we got proxy, we got root. Got the current root. how you doing? So, okay, so I can actually just say use that, so that's cool. So instead of saying this route, I can just literally go route, done. So global helper. So now I just need to finish off that dialogue. Here to submit to a page that doesn't yet exist, which is fine. I can definitely live with that. So within this dialogue, we've got this part here. So we've got transition stuff, blah blah blah, new project. What we could do is we just like remodel from the title. Let's drop this in here. Form.description. Privacy. I'm just going to ignore that bit. Okay, we've got cancel and we've got save. Form. Cool. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. So you're going to click on this apparently. Okay, no, let's go this form. Title, no. Description, no. We haven't pulled that through, that's fine. Cool, new project. View, dashboard, form, test, save. Console. Root, can't find it. Cool, excellent. We are getting somewhere. So how are we going? How are we doing? So let's just let's create this quickly. So within here, we should be logged in and authorized. So let's create a new group. I'm going to prefix this one with projects as projects let's add the store one first. So we're going to do a post request to there, name projects store. Projects until I fix the other part. Just comment that out. Projects store controller invocable. So now we can come to here and we can say controller class, done. 500 error. Cool. So we're hitting that. We're hitting it. We're good. We're getting there. First thing we want to look at doing here is PHP artisan make a form request. We'll make a nice one called store request, which we can just do like that. Import that, and we're good, which means we can drop that one. We're going to drop that response for now as well. So this will validate it for us. So that's automatically true. Title is required. Must be a string. Minimum of 2. Maximum of 255. Description is nullable. This should be a string. I'm going to set that to a minimum of 2 if used. So that's all of that. So that should have validated by that point. So what that allows us to then do is auth user projects create. We'll just do a project create. Query create. The attributes are request. It's going to be validated. Let's come back to here, and what we're going to do is on the generating URLs, submitting forms, blah, 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 redirect. It's an inertia redirect, I believe. Just standard redirect. Root. And that root is dashboard. Cool, we're getting there. So I can grab that, array merge that with user ID as auth ID. Oop. 11 projects now apparently. Craft projects, that's redirecting, they're showing. So what we kind of want to do down on this dashboard here is we want to do that, but we also want to say that this open equals false. And I want to move this above it. Ooh, 13 projects, and it's there. Great. Nice and fast, nice and easy. Because of the way it's redirecting, it's just re-rendering that component with the new data from the background. It's, you know, clean, it's simple, it's straightforward. Yes, it might look a bit crap, but we're doing okay. So what we're going to do, we're going to go migrate fresh, start from scratch. So we're going to register. Here's me. some email and password goodness. Logged in, no projects. So what I want to do is have an empty state available. So like eventually I'm going to have something like this. Well, when I say eventually, I'm going to have this. So what we'll do is we're going to create a new component. So JS, new directory, components. I'm going to capitalize that one just to follow a trend of all of the others. Do that refactor. Shouldn't take long, always does. And what we're going to do is we're going to create a new file and we're going to call this empty state.view. Right, so what we're going to have is as a components, great. Props, we are going to have a message, a type of string. Required is true. So we do not need a default. So then this is message. We could probably also add in title. There you go, we've got empty state going on there. So as a transition malarkey is that main component. Li blah blah blah. Template be if projects dot length anything else. What I can do is I could just do something like empty state. The title is no projects and the message is pick your first project. Something like that. So what I can do is if I come down to where I'm importing stuff, I can import empty state, add that as a component, come back, see why it's dying, string is not defined. Okay, so that's hanging over there for some reason. Kind of not what I wanted. But we're getting there. We are getting there. I could just kind of grab that. Put the V4 on the key. And we should, in theory. Should have been good, but we're not. So. Grab that. This looks like it's the activity block, so that's probably why it's not working. Activity. Left side. Here we go. There's a profile, project list. This. double this li here. Put that in there, and we can say if projects.length is greater than or equal to 1, then we're going to do this li, template the else li, that class blah. Now should be in the right place. Great. It's just under 2 hours, so that bit we're not worried about that. So no projects. Create your first project. You know, we could, if we really wanted to, we could change that. But yeah, there's no point right now. We can fix this in a bit. We can go like probably just drop that for now. Don't want that button. No projects, create your first project, and we're good. We are good to go. We can create a new project, and we can say test project. This is a test project. Save that, bang, it's there. That's updated. This is updated. Sidebar's closed. We need to reset the form as well. I'm pretty sure there's like something you can do on this. So you could probably say something like form is that. Just that form. And we're good. So we can say another save. That's now cleared and we're good. So there we go. That is the start of the project. We will pick that up again next week. We are looking pretty good. We got a little bit done. Next time we will try picking up the pace a little bit. Maybe I'll find some time in between to polish some of this so the UI is a little bit more fleshed out. It looks very different on your screen to my screen, so that's quite strange. It looks better on your display than my own. I wonder. iSaver mode. There you go. iSaver mode's better for me on this screen. Okay. So I've got some fixing up to do. Ooh. Right, well, I'd like to say thank you very much for turning up tonight. Thanks for joining me again. Description below there is a link to my Discord, which I'm on quite regularly. Talk about streams, talk about loads of other stuff. Feel free to drop in, have a chat, give me some feedback as usual. Like, comment, subscribe. You know, help me out. Tell me if you enjoyed it. Tell me if you didn't enjoy it. Give me some feedback so I know what sort of content you want to be seeing. And at the same time, subscribe to see more content coming soon. I'm always doing something different, always trying something new. This is my current project that I'm working on, the release manager. It's going to be a long running one. Might be building API aspects to it, might not be building an API aspect. Give me some feedback. Let's see what we can do. Be fun. Thank you very much for coming. And as usual, stay safe and thank you very much. Good night all.